Here she comes, the highwaywoman. She comes with music for your soul, and then moves along. She moves along.
If you're just joining us, this is Bridget London. You're listening to the Highwaywoman radio show, and this is a very special show because I have a dear friend as my guest on the show this week, the wonderful and talented AJ Downing, who is on the show talking about his brand new record, Good Day. Hey, AJ.
Hey, Bridget, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing? Are you in the Texas Hill Country today?
I am. I'm over in the fine city of Buda right now.
You mean the southern suburb of Austin?
Yeah, exactly.
It's now become South Austin, right? There's hardly any distinction anymore, I think.
That's for sure. Yeah,
now,
they've kind of grown together.
Jay, you're living in Wimberley or in
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much settled there about 4 years ago. We're in our second house since we've got there, and really love it there. It's a very artsy community, and people are just really good-hearted, and I don't know. It's like the sign says, when you come into town, it's a little piece of heaven. Sure.
All right, so now, what number album is this for you, AJ?
This is number 3.
Number 3, all right. And this is your second since you've come back to Texas, right?
Yeah, my second album since I've been in Texas.
Or since you've been in Texas. I feel like you've always been here. That's why it's kind of strange.
Well, it's funny because I feel like I've always should have been here.
Right. Let's give folks a little information about your background. Now, how did you get into, you play several different instruments and you've had kind of an interesting background. I mean, you started young.
Yeah, I mean, I started really getting into music, I mean, as early as I can remember, and started plunking out the notes to Teddy Bear from Elvis on the piano when I was 6 or 7 years old, and then got my first guitar when I was 13 and started writing songs immediately because I wasn't real crazy about the way that I performed other people's songs, and I just kind of went from there, went to Berkeley College of Music right after high school, and really got involved with music production as well, and built my first recording studio when I was 22, I think, and did that for a while. Went back and forth to Nashville, lived in Nashville for a while, and had a small publishing deal that nothing ever came from for a while. And I guess when I was in my mid-30s, I started realizing that I could put music back as a focus in my life, where, for a while I had kind of put it on the back burner to focus on the electrical trade, but MySpace was hot at the time, and I put some music on MySpace just through recommendation of a friend to see what happened, and people really seemed to enjoy it, and I started getting requests from radio stations for albums, and so I figured I better put one out.
That's right.
And
that's right.
So River of Life was my first album, which actually was made over the course of about 10 years because, I was just demoing songs at the time, and then those songs basically became what was my first record, and everything went well, and in the process, I decided that initially I was going to move back to Nashville, but I went there, and I just wasn't real crazy with the way, things, after 20 years, things had definitely changed, and as you know, music grows kind of like a ghost town these days, and the Bluebird is mostly filled up with a lot of fresh out of high school kids that are trying to be something I'm not. And I came to Texas, and because everybody in Nashville kept telling me that I should check it out, and I got down here and just fell in love with Austin within about 2 hours, and
right.
met Sunny Sweeney and her husband at the time, Brandon, the first night, and they were real cool and a lot of help, and just decided that this was the place, and moved down here about 4 years ago, and then with my wife and our 4 kids, and worked on putting a band together, and which was the Buick 6, and we released way back home, and had a lot of fun with that, and now I'm trying to have some fun with this one.
Well, and you're getting really great reviews for this one. Let's play a cut from it, and we'll come back. How about we start off with My Wagon Just Won't Roll?
Sounds great.
All right, this is A.J. Downing, folks, from his brand new album, Good Day, My Wagon Just Won't Roll.
I'm a rich man living in poor man's clothes. Sunshine follows wherever I go. Come out smelling just like a rose. Got a brand new bag, but my wagon just won't roll. I tried with my horse.
And that was My Wagon Just Won't Roll. A.J. Downing, guest on the Highwaywoman radio show. If you're just joining us, this is Bridget London. We've been talking with A.J. Downing about his new album, Good Day. It's receiving really great reviews, lots of airplay. Of course, he's getting lots of airplay on this show. We love A.J. Downing's music, and all, haven't ever since we first heard it. In fact, you and I actually met several years ago at Cheatham Street. Do you remember that?
I do. I remember it well. It was right after, it was within weeks of my arriving in Texas. For sure, I remember that. Kent Finley and that whole scene. I can't remember what it was for. It seems like it was a benefit or something. But,
right.
Yeah.
That place has been such a great meeting place for a lot of folks. Kent Finley has, always held such high standards of songwriting and integrity and things, and helped a lot of folks, get connected there. That place has been around for a long time. Man, from George Stevie Ray Vaughan days all the way to now. And it's just, there's such different things that Texas has to offer in different ways. And it's like one can go to each individual area and, find something that resonates with you. Maybe not all of it, or maybe not how everything's done in every particular venue or area or place. But there's pieces of everything here in Texas that one can kind of make up a whole place for yourself and to be yourself. Is that how you feel here?
That's for sure.
Oh
yeah, absolutely. It's just I don't really know how to explain it other than growing up in Michigan. Michigan's full of a lot of great people and all, but I don't really think that there's too much thinking outside the box, and what I see with Texas is, or the difference between Texas and most other places in the country is there's a lot of pride here, and I think that other people in the country take that as arrogance, but it's not arrogance. It's just being proud of who you are and what you come from, and taking care of your people, which means supporting your local musicians and artists, and you don't really have that in most other places in the country, and it's unfortunate because it's possible, and there's great music all over this country, but
right.
For whatever reason they don't have the program, but Texas does.
Right.
No
it's
doubt
that individualistic attitude, but also the camaraderie. It's like it's kind of a strange thing to say, because they seem to mean opposite things, but they don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's very inspiring, to be living around such great talent and trying to, reach the same sort of milestones and just do your thing, I love it.
Obviously, it has some spots that are similar to, Nashville and scenes and stuff, but the majority, I think, of Texas is basically you are not only encouraged to be yourself, but if you're not being yourself, the Texans are like, well, hell, we want to listen to somebody doing their own thing. Yeah. We want to hear what's your own stuff. Be original, like, hey, that's cool that's being encouraged, and let's talk a little bit about your song American Junkie as we're talking about the subject here. It's a good segue here. Tell me a little bit about what you were feeling and what brought this on. What was it that like got you moving in this direction? Just frustration with where we've come, as a species?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you it happened right after all the banking crash and scandals, with people just abusing their power and in my opinion,
hell yeah.
Taking advantage of the people that didn't have the time or the know-how to educate themselves into what they were getting themselves involved in. It was awful funny that, they were trying to sell everybody on a mortgage until it was a bad idea. And,
I know.
And then it was, so I don't know. I feel like there's so many, people, right on up to the government that are making the choices in this country nowadays that their priorities are just not in order, and money and power is more important than community and fellowship and just being an all right person. I don't know. If we don't get it under control, it doesn't look pretty, I don't think.
I think finally, though, the veil's being lifted and people are seeing what's been going on for a long time. I think it's not that it's gotten worse. I think that it's just gotten harder for it to be hidden. So now it feels worse.
Right.
That's kind of my personal view on that. I do feel like people are having a greater understanding of, the BS that's kind of been going on for a long time. And it's songs like this, I think, that help people, help people get that and say, especially if they have a lot going on, when people are dealing with, maybe they have health issues or they have family issues, and it's hard to go beyond your own world sometimes. But sometimes a song like this can come along and jolt you out of it and say, hey, let me go beyond my corner and take a look at the whole big picture. What's going on? You know what I mean?
Well, that's always my hope.
Hell yeah, let's play it. Let's play it. American Junkie, A.J. Downing, folks.
Thank you.
I'm an American junkie, but I ain't hooked on drugs. I'm hooked on dreams and schemes, never having enough. There ain't no need to worry, I got God on my side. Got no time for mercy, baby, only the strong survive.
Dang, he rocks and gets you in the groove while he's being all wise and stuff. That's A.J. Downing with American Junkie from his brand new album, Good Day. And we're talking with A.J. about this great record. I want you folks to all go down and get yourself a copy. If you download music, if you buy the physical copies, however you do it these days, get yourself some and check out ajdowning.com for more information on AJ. And now, AJ, why don't you, let's have you pick a song from this album for us to feature and maybe talk a little bit about. What would you like to do?
Why don't we do Aimless Sea? I can tell you it was the last song I wrote on the album, and it was just kind of a fun blues that I kind of conjured up on the banjo. There's two songs that I play banjo on the album. And it's funny because there always seems to be one song that I really am not that excited about when I begin making the record, and by the end of it, it turns out being one of my favorite songs, and Aimless Sea is one of them because it just, I don't know, there again, I think it says a lot about where we're all at as people, but at the same time it's very personal to me because it explains who I am and where I'm going, and more than anything, it's fun. It just kind of rocks, and Pete Weiss, my good buddy that plays accordion on this album and the last album, he's all over the place on that one, and it's ended up on the end of the album, and it kind of sets the stage for the next one, I guess.
Beautiful. All right, here's Aimless Sea, folks, AJ Downing.
Oh, I'm drifting on an aimless sea. Yeah, there's others here, they're all adrift like me. Oh, yeah, some are here to float, others praying for a rope, all just drifting on an aimless sea. Ain't that the way it always goes? Every time.
And that was Aimless Sea from the new album, Good Day. AJ Downing, who is our guest on the Highwaywoman radio show. This is Bridget London. If you're just joining us, get a copy of that, ajdowning.com, and wherever music is sold online. And you do have a brand new video out and single.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think we should go out with this, and let's talk about this a little bit. How fun was it
Sure.
to make this video? We're talking about the song Willie, Had We Never Been High.
It was a lot of fun. Steve Cercio, good friend of mine. I think you know Steve. He helped me with it, as well as my last video of the Facebook song. And, you know, he put some stuff together, but at the same time, I wanted it to be personal, and there were some statements that I wanted to make in there. And the song itself is huge for me, because it truly does explain why Willie Nelson is my hero. And as much as I've loved him as a musician and a songwriter, I was very young. I didn't realize that the real reason why I loved him and he was my hero was more so because of who he was as a man. And I realized that after reading his book, The Tao of Willie, and pretty much what gave me the idea for the song. And plus with the end times, you know, all the hoopla with that going on, it just all kind of fell into place.
We love it.
Well,
we love it for so many reasons, and we love you, AJ, and thank you so much for being on the show, man.
Glad you for having me.
You and your music coming into our life is a blessing, man, I'm telling you.
Well, thank you very much. It means the world to me, you know that.
Here is Willie, Had We Never Been High. Go check out the video, folks. You won't be sorry. Thank you so much, AJ.
Thank you. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, I wanna smoke weed with Willie. Sit around and pick and sing until the morning light. About love and life and women, all the years of good hard living. Yeah, and how it might have been had we never been high. Willie, he understands the true measure of a man.
Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Bridget London, and this has been the Highwaywoman Radio Show.
Now there she goes, the highwaywoman, and she's brought music to your soul, and moves along, she moves along.